Well, I think it was more just a self-imposed limitation. So you have this imposter syndrome that you struggle with, and I don't have the degree, I don't have the credentials, I don't have a whatever. But eventually, you just get past some of those things, and you're like, the vision of where I'm going is more compelling than the constraints that hold me back. I remember going in to seeing my dad. He couldn't read or write, but he's fixing machines, he's fixing lawnmowers or whatever the case he's fixing. And I go, how do you know to do these things? He says, well, they weren't made by gods. And so I took that mentality of they weren't made by gods, but I applied it to AI. I applied it to the challenging aspect of these new technologies that for some are just so intimidating they don't even want to begin the journey. Yeah. So I tried to break it down in the simplest way possible, learn some of the terms and the way they describe these things, and ended up going to Stanford and to MIT and talking to people. And after I talked to them for a little while, I realized, I'm just as smart as these folks. Sure. They're just more privileged, and so it just kind of comes down to how badly do I want it, and what am I willing to sacrifice in order to make it possible. So that was.
Well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You still have to want. So yeah, if you can be privileged and go to Stanford or Harvard or MIT or wherever, just wherever you think the world needs to be, at Oxford or wherever, and it doesn't matter what discipline or field. You still have to want something at the end of the day to pursue, and that gets us back to this ambition and desire that's always a little bit out of your grasp. But it seems to me, which I'm just marveling at, Jason, is just that you've had this meandering, wonderful career in something that most people said you had no business stepping a toe in.
Yeah. In most businesses, in most industries, I had no previous experience. Mm-hmm. So I qualified myself. And I think that was probably the most important decision that I had to make from a very early age, which was I'm not going to allow the limitations of society or my environment dictate to me my future. And that's something that I'm very happy I did every single day.
Yeah, but that's hard in practice, especially if you're feeling beleaguered, how many times have you wanted to give up? I'm sure there's points of extreme frustration. What the fuck am I doing? What is happening?
Yeah, this is never going to happen for me. I'm just being an idiot. I'm wasting my time flying all over the country. I remember being in Palo Alto, sitting down, meeting with an investor in my very early days, and he was so angry with me. He left the meeting. He just got up and just wanted to storm out, but he sat down and asked me all these angry questions. But I actually emailed him back afterwards and thanked him for that, because these difficult experiences, as hard as they are, they help you grow. And many people shy away from things that are uncomfortable. But if you kind of get used to the hard, you get used to the struggle, and you pick your hard, you grow faster.
The Full Exposure Podcast is brought to you by Metro Health, University of Michigan Health, and Dr. Peter Hahn, in appreciation of the creative and artistic visionaries who enrich our lives through cultural connections.